And welcome to the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Stirvin Michaels and Ryan Diamondz, who is nowhere to be found. So I guess it's just time that we go ahead and introduce our lovely guest. This is a man. Well, he's a man. He's a man of many talents, a man of many hats. He wears many hats. Not really. He usually doesn't wear a hat. You know, now that I think about it, I can't see him with a hat on. Either way, featuring Jonathan for Realz.
Oh, I thought I was supposed to wear a hat.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know. Howdy. I was all prepared. I was going to be all cute. And then you were like hats. And I was like, oh, grab a hat. Good to be back, Stirvin. Good to be back.
I used to wear. Yeah,
which hat?
I have a pink hat with like palm trees on it that I used to wear on another podcast that I did every now and then.
Ooh.
I call it my party hat.
Your party hat.
But this is my hair. You know, every bald man
that
has
is
a hat that they call their hair.
Now, I need a little bit of a trim. My hair is getting a little bit unmanageable. I don't want to cut it off, but just a little tiny bit off the tips. I could send you a little bit if you want to like kind of glue it up there or whatever.
Ooh, that would be wonderful, but you got to dye your hair black first.
Oh yeah, I forgot you have that emo OnlyFans that you do.
Oh yeah, you know the thing is, I don't think you ever met me at this time. I used to have black and green hair.
No, I didn't.
Black and green hair. I did my eyeliner up. I was super skinny. I thought I was a rock star. I got makeup tips from the lead singer of Skillet, and I thought I was going to be the next big rock star.
I've been running around doing a lot of interviews because I'm running for Congress, and I made the mistake of wearing a black shirt with a red tie and having my hair like this, and the comments just turned into My Chemical Romance jokes. Which was, I mean, I was amused, but yeah.
Dude,
I was asking for it at that point, I feel like.
That's what I was about to say is you can't walk out the house like that. And I mean, if you didn't catch it, it's your own damn fault.
Well, as you know, whenever I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band.
Dude,
so
we'll get to being serious in a second, but dang it, it made me think. The other day I saw a video where it was people texting, and they were trying to text each other saying the song lyrics in order.
Sure.
And then somebody put the music to it, and it's just, when I was a young boy, my father, a young boy, took me into a young boy. And like by the end of it, it's the full song playing with like Down with the Sickness going in the background. And I can't hear the original song the same way again.
It broke you.
Yeah, it broke me.
Oh man. So how things been going? It's been a while since I've been on the show. I feel like maybe since last year, right?
Right. It has. I was in a little rehab in a little area of North Georgia, and it was you, me, and your best friend, Spike Cohen.
That is correct. You're right. That is the last. So that had to be before the election.
Yes.
So I wasn't running for Congress the last time I was on your show.
You were not, and I meant to introduce you as running for Congress, but you know how things are. We halfway catch up, halfway say vote for Jonathan, but either way, no, you were not running for Congress. You were just little old Jonathan for Realz.
Oh, how the turntables.
So, what in the world triggered this?
Uh, so I the real answer is let's just go ahead and get real freaking serious right out the gate. The
Okay.
real answer is that right after George Floyd was murdered and the protests broke out, there I kept seeing so many of my friends that they were so passionate about all these different issues and they were constantly talking about stuff. And I kept saying like, well, you know, nothing's going to change unless the people that are in power actually do something about any of this stuff. And the the law that came out of the wake, or the bill, it never was, it wasn't passed. The bill that came out of the wake of the George Floyd protest was the bill that would end qualified immunity. And 14 congressmen and women, um, only 14 out of the entire United States House of Representatives, actually got involved with that, and it just died within a couple weeks. And but you had all these people going on TV like, we need to do something about this. We need to, yeah. Well, they had an opportunity, they just chose not to. And I kept seeing people being upset about everything, and I was like, well, there's only one option. You've got to run for office. I put that challenge out. I've run for office before. I didn't want to run again. Um, I had to do, like, the last time I ran for office, I had to do a bunch of things that I didn't like cut my hair and be really, really serious. You've got to be really serious when you're running for office. Um, and nobody wanted to run. And I finally just said, well, if nobody else is going to do it, I guess I'm going to do it. But I had a lot of like personal stipulations I put on myself, like I'm not cutting off my hair, and I'm not going to change who I am. Um, I think that we live in a post-Trump world where you can talk about grabbing people by certain orifices and you still get elected president. So I feel like people might be ready for a guy with long hair and a mustache who occasionally says things like "Don't vote for shit asses." So
See,
I think the world's ready.
I hope the world's ready, man. And whether or not it is, you're coming for them, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Oh man, yeah, I'm just eating good and keeping myself healthy at the Shonies and
So,
getting ready to take over Washington.
so, time to go not so serious.
Sure.
What in the world is up with this Shoney stuff, man?
You don't like Shonies?
I mean, I like Shoney's as much as the next guy that's only eaten there once in his life, but
Oh, okay. All right. Hang on. Let's just take a break then for a moment. What buffet day was it? Because they have theme days.
I remember there being catfish.
Well,
Is
okay, then you went on a great day, but
is that a
you
thing?
that is a thing. But you seem like a man who likes unlimited bacon.
I am a man that likes unlimited bacon.
I suggest going on all you can eat breakfast for dinner night because you can eat unlimited bacon for like $7 and just eat all the breakfast you want. I mean, our local Shoney's has chicken and waffles on the unlimited breakfast. So Golden Corral is definitely not better than Shoney's. Golden Corral has more options. I will give Golden Corral that. They've got a corral of options, but the food is garbage. Shoney's is at least quality. Okay,
I don't even know if there's a Shoney's near me.
what state are you in now?
Kentucky.
Kentucky? There's definitely a Shoney's in Kentucky. I will find your local Shoney's.
The closest one to me is in West Virginia.
That is so upsetting, and you've something must be done about this. Something must be done. But did you say you lived in Tennessee at some
Kentucky.
point? At
No.
some point though, you never lived in Tennessee?
Georgia to Kentucky.
Okay. Well, Tennessee is basically the Shonies capital. Like that place is
I
filled with
think at
Shonies.
the time that we last talked, I might have been thinking about moving to Tennessee because I have some friends there.
That might be where. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to get that from somewhere.
Not going through anywhere. Well,
Yeah.
it's like I was supposed to do a podcast with somebody the other day, and I texted them today, and I was like, "Hey, are you okay? You never showed up." And they're like, "I thought you were in the hospital." I'm like, "Since when?" And they were like, "Or am I just tripping?" I'm like, "You might be tripping."
You might be.
Because either that or I'm tripping so hard I went to the hospital and didn't remember it.
Hey, they could have put you on something at the hospital, wiped your memory.
Getting real here for a second.
All right, let's get real.
One of my biggest fears is that if I were to have surgery for something, that the medication that they give you for the surgery doesn't actually put you to sleep, but just makes you forget about it and not able to move. So
there's actually a movie that is the plot. It's a horror movie, and it's like one person trying to like I don't know how to explain it without giving away anything, but that's a plot of a movie, and it's very upsetting to watch.
Oh no. So
Yeah.
how much do Shonies pay to pump in old people smell?
Oh, are they pumping it in or trying to pump it out?
I think they're pumping it in.
I wouldn't imagine they'd be pumping it in. I think it would definitely come in naturally. I think that's the problem is definitely old people. They recognize the benefit of going to Shoney's. They see the food for the cost. It's a good deal, you know. Um, young people, I feel like if they went to Shoney's as a kid, there's probably like it was traumatic for them or something like that. They were probably always going there with old people and stuff like that. So they're just like, oh, I hate that place. But like if you were to give Shoney's a shot as you know a millennial who's now come into adulthood, I think you would be like, oh, I've been making a mistake because you can go to Shoney's and eat lunch and get 15 times the amount of food that you would get if you just went through even a Taco Bell and got a combo. Like the trick is to Shoney's though is first of all you need to know what days are what like I said, every day is a themed buffet day. So you've got seafood night, there's surf and turf night. There'll be I saw some places where they have straight up T-bone night. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. Who would have expected though that having all this food for a cheap price would be a bad business model that would cause a lot of your chain to shut down? Who would have expected that? But
I don't know.
Either way. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Oh
Hey.
boy. I told you that if he showed up, I was leaving, right?
I didn't realize we were doing this with this guy. I'm gonna have to go.
Hey, buddy, how's it been?
It's been better than this just now.
So, are you learning how to play the banjo? What is this? Oh, yeah. Thank you for giving us a little space.
Don't pay attention to anything.
I'm
just a co-host.
Just
Don't
a co-host.
judge me.
I'm definitely judging you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jonathan, we don't even know how he became a co-host. It just all of a sudden he's a co-host now.
Oh, absolutely. That is typically what happens with this guy. Is he just weasels his way in to whatever good thing that's going on.
Parasite.
What? I will not let you speak poorly of Diamond. He's a good man. He's not in it just for the fame. He's in it because he wants to build me up. Right?
That's right.
Right, Diamonds.
And he pays me very well. It's very lucrative.
Are you wearing noise canceling headphones with a microphone?
I'm wearing
like ear protection for like a gun range, but it's got an old timey 1999 era computer mic taped to the side, because that's what I feel like's happening right now.
and so I can talk to my hunting buddies. But we are heading down to Dothan to do a little snipey snipe.
Uh-oh.
And we don't like your kind.
Well, pay no attention to the Shonies sign behind me. I'm definitely not at a Shonies.
Oh, 10 years ago today, I started at Shakey's.
Cletus wanted some attention, so don't pay no attention to the needy Cleety.
Cletus the 8th.
This one's only Cletus the 3rd. Cletus
Okay.
the 4th. He's out there somewhere.
In my heart.
Need to plead.
Oh, man. So what are y'all talking about? What did I miss? My bad.
So far, he is explaining to us
Shonies.
why Shonies is important.
Shonies is very important. It's very important. But I did have a question before the show, and I didn't want to ask off the air because I thought this would be something that you would enjoy talking about. So recently, because of your post where you post about Magic the Gathering, you've inspired me to buy some more cards, and I went and I bought some more Magic cards because I used to play whenever I was a child. So I've got a question. Are you excited about the new stuff that's coming out, the new set? Because I was looking the new ones that are coming out in a couple of weeks. Because I'm excited. I'm completely oblivious to anything that's happened in the past 15 years of Magic the Gathering. Longer than that, yeah, a little longer than 15 years since I bought Magic cards, and I'm completely oblivious to any of that. And yeah, I saw the new set, and it's got it's got robots and future stuff. What's been going on in Magic the Gathering in the last 15 years?
You mean the one coming out next year, Warhammer?
No, the one coming out
Modern Horizons?
In 2 weeks.
It's got robots?
Yeah, it's got robots in it.
I ain't been paying attention to it much because honestly, this set is going to be like $15 a pack.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I quit. I quit again. I'm done. Wait, hold on. I was fine with spending like the $4.
Can you wait one more month?
I don't know.
Because in a couple weeks, Modern Horizons comes out, and it's going to be an expensive set because it's going to have some expensive cards.
Why? But hey, I don't understand. All cards are the same price. They're paper.
They're made out of trees. Have you seen lumber prices?
That's true.
I bought a pack of toothpicks. It cost me $20.
That's true. Diamondz has the best point. You know what? I'm sold. This is an investment in the future.
I think kids call it the new no cap.
I've been pulling in some money selling these cards, boy. But I have cards since like 2012. But I'm very excited for the next set coming out. Not the one you were talking about, but the one after it is Dungeons and Dragons crossover.
Oh, that's interesting.
They actually
so both devil worshipping brands are coming together to create one game that takes your soul away.
Well, they already have done it once before.
That looks like potato water to me.
D&D Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. They have already done it in the D&D world, but now D&D world is coming to Magic.
No cap.
Ah. Okay, all right. I'm too old for this. What's no cap? What's
Can
this?
you hear me?
Something
Did I
about that.
push the wrong
drip.
button?
What's this no cap thing? What's? Am I supposed to know this? To be young and hip?
I don't know. We were actually talking about that earlier today. Me and Diamondz have no idea how young and hip. Oh, we hear you now.
Okay. I don't know. I got a bunch of new texts that I've been training, and they say things I don't even understand. It sounds like English, but it's some completely out of my
So,
field.
so
To me-
so we had old English, and then we had our English, and then now there's like a new English.
No
right?
cap.
No cap.
That means I'm not lying, I think.
I don't know. I thought it sounded like, no cap, like I should have taken the cap off this bottle before I started the podcast so it doesn't hiss on the podcast.
No. Do it into the microphone. Oh yeah, that was nice.
Nice.
So-
grip.
We looked into it, and I guess in certain parts of the United States, capping was what your mama jokes were called. Like in my area, we called it janking. So no cap is like, I'm not telling you lies about your mama. I think. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out drip too.
Yeah.
I think that has something to do with my bidet. I don't know.
Because Diamond's got that drip going on, man.
He's
I
got that drip.
I got a live feed on my bidet. I'll send you the link later.
Ooh. That's what we need on the Confound Millennial Only fans right there. A live stream of your bidet.
Clickbait. Oh, he was talking about selling his magic cards. You know what
Oh,
his
yeah,
biggest
yeah.
seller is?
What's that? Oh yeah. Oh, do you have that? You could pull that up on the screen because I want to see that again. I very much enjoyed this. I think that's what did it. Oh, there it is. I went and bought a pack. I went and bought a pack of Magic just so I could see if I could get that card, and I wasn't able to.
That's a reminder of the worst camping trip I ever went on.
All the ones I've made. But sadly, I don't own. It's not real yet. But I promise you, it will be real.
Oh, that was the worst camping trip ever. That's funny. Awesome.
I'm surprised that was a camping trip. I thought it was like a beach trip. I thought it was like a palm tree or something.
Mm-mm. 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 Mm-mm.
He doesn't even talk about it. He's traumatized.
Oh, I will. I'm just in co-host mode where I'm supposed to be quiet.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So my buddy Chris was in a bad mood. Okay, we're going to talk about mental health. Girl broke up with him. I don't want to get in that. Anyway, so my other friend Richard, which Jonathan's talked to at least, he's like, well, why don't we go on a camping trip? We'll hike. We'll go camping. And so we all got prepped 5 miles to a hiking site. And we play a couple games, card games, have a good time, and yell at people across the river. And I go to bed. And I wake up about 11, and I hear them being crazy. Richard's falling off in the river. And I'm like, I'm just going to go to sleep. It's fine. Everything's fine. I wake up at 2. Richard is screaming at the bank of the river. Chris is hyperventilating. So I crawl out of the tent. I got a little one-man tent. I don't want to share my space. Whatever. Chris is like, you gotta
By a one-man tent, do you mean like a tiny tent, or is it like a large tent and you just go, no, get away from my tent?
No, it's like a coffin. It's horrible. I will never use it again. It was bad. You couldn't even breathe in there. So I get out. Chris, what's happening? You gotta help Richard. Richard's laying. I got a picture. I gotta send it to you. He's laying on the sand at the river, just going. Have you ever seen that movie? Is it Tusk? That one where the guy, the guy's a walrus, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly how he sounded. And I'm like, okay, he's fine. He's staying still. Let me worry about Chris. Breathe. Come lay down. Everything's fine. Everything. I go down there and talk to Richard. Richard, everything. I'm like, did you guys eat something? Are you guys on something? Chris, are y'all on something? No, man. No. Finally get Richard into the tent that Chris set up for the two of them. I get up the next morning. Richard gets out and he's like, whoa, I had a great time. I was like, I'm never going camping again. He's like, what do you mean? Like, if I can't park next to where I camp, I'm not doing it. But apparently Richard just blacked out drinking and Chris just did a Chris thing. Whatever. I can't be the adult. I like to have fun too.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like
I have to be the adult between me and Diamondz sometimes.
I really didn't know where that story was going, and I didn't expect it to end with they were just drunk.
Didn't expect it. Period. With Diamondz was the adult.
Well, that as well.
How does that happen? I'm not getting along with you. I don't like you. We aren't going to laugh about things.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you didn't like him.
I worked for him.
Him.
I worked for him.
Oh.
Anyway.
Sorry. But about not laughing about things, let's talk more about, I want to hear more about you running for Congress and wearing a shirt that says, don't vote for shit asses. I mean, I just love the fact that we've got somebody doing this.
Okay, so here's the thing that I will say about this shirt. What people don't realize is that this is a very wholesome shirt. Okay, this is like this shirt means a lot, and it's not just being crude for being crude's sake, which I'm not above. I'm not above that. But I don't. Did I ever tell you the story about shit asses before, Stirvin?
I have heard it, but you have not told me.
Okay. So for anyone who's out there watching, whenever I was a kid, I was in, I'm going to say like third grade, and it was the 96 presidential election. So that gives away my age, or roughly, give or take a year. So the 96 presidential election was going on, and it was Bill Clinton, Bob Dole, and all the kids in school were going around talking about how Bob Dole was going to get rid of all the chalky milk. And I love chalky milk, and I couldn't let this happen. So I went home and I was like, Mom, you cannot vote for Bob Dole. You have to vote for Bill Clinton, because Bob Dole is going to get rid of all the chalky milk, and I need a chalky milk. And my mom wasn't having that. She was definitely going to be voting for Bob Dole. She thought Bob Dole was amazing. So I grew up next door to my granny and my papa, and I was the favorite grandchild. Anyone in my family who hears me say that, it's not a controversial statement. I just was. I didn't try to be. I was just that special, okay? And so I go to my granny's, and I'm like, okay, if I can get through to anyone, I can get through to Granny. And I said, Granny, you can't vote for Bob Dole. You have to vote for Bill Clinton, because Bob Dole's going to get rid of the chalky milk. And she looks at me, stares me dead in my 8-year-old face, and says, I ain't voting for either of them shit asses. And I was very confused. So I was like, so wait, you're not voting? You're not voting? And she was like, she explained to me that there's always more choices than just the two. And that very much confused me. But I get a little bit older, access to the internet, and turns out she was right. Turns out Granny was right. You don't have to vote for shit asses. You can vote for people that you like. They might not win, but if everybody voted for people that they liked instead of feeling like they have to vote for a shit ass, things might be a little bit different. You might have, 5, 6, 7, 8, hell, no parties in office. It might just be people running on their own. You might not need a party backing to actually get in office and represent the people that are in your area. But you got to take baby steps first. And the first baby step is not voting for shit asses.
I got a point.
Sure.
So I've read some kind of statistic that says that third parties are steadily gaining percentages.
They are.
They're not winning, but I hate the argument that says you're just throwing away your vote by voting for so-and-so.
Sure.
If you continually vote for that party that you agree with, I think that means a big deal, honestly. And so
there's hundreds of third-party candidates that have been elected and are currently holding office right now. You just don't hear about it. There were people that were third-party candidates that got put into state representative seats this previous election. People get elected for mayor, city council, all these other offices. It's happening on the local level, where there's not just giant, huge money that's thrown around. One of the things that is very telling, whenever I decided I was going to run, and I was like, okay, what do I have to do first? And one of the first things I had to do was legally, I had to get a treasurer to work on the campaign and handle all the money. And so then, she's like, okay, well, now you have to file with the IRS. And I'm like, okay, so I file with the IRS. I had to get a business license from the IRS. They registered me as a business for my campaign. And that's very telling about what politics is. It's a business. There's not I didn't get a nonprofit. I didn't get a certificate that said, oh, you're running for office. I'm registered with the IRS as a business. That's the system. And that's the problem when it comes to larger scale races, is because there's huge amounts of money that are thrown around. Here in Alabama, you've got people that are running. I call it running because technically they're running, but no one's running against them. And I wouldn't say that that's an actual race for office. If no one's running against you, you're just going through with the motions. And they raise hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, to win a race where they don't have an opponent. That's kind of telling about who they are as a person. If you are going around and fundraising and you don't even have a fucking opponent,
damn,
where's that money going? Yeah. Well, that money's anything can be considered a campaign expense, almost. Almost.
Well, take me out to dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. You could take somebody out to dinner, and write that off as a campaign expense. You can't buy new clothes unless it's a T-shirt. You can buy a T-shirt or T-shirts with your logo on it or something like that. But specifically said that you can't buy like clothes to go to an event, which I also find to be a little bit weird, because like, what if I feel like that creates a little bit of a barrier for entry for like an average person who decides they want to jump in, and if their friends want to buy them something nice so that way they can show up to like some sort of political event and look good, and their friends are like, I want to give you money to do this, it would be a violation of federal election law for your friends to give you money to buy some nice clothes.
I'm sure it's a loophole.
Because I was honestly thinking exactly that. I was thinking, like, from my point of view, well, if I wanted to run, I guess I would need some fancy clothes, and I'm coming from being homeless last year. I ain't got no fancy clothes.
Right. Yeah, I think that a lot of the laws that are in place are I would call them Band-Aids, but I don't even think they're Band-Aids. I think they're stickers shaped like Band-Aids. They're not really addressing a problem, but they look like they are. It's like, oh, well, we didn't want these candidates buying clothes, spending their money frivolously. So we did this, but meanwhile, they can go take out all of the well-connected political elite that fund their campaign to drinks and cover all of that with campaign money. And that's fine. That's fine.
You think the most ridiculous thing that you can get away with and write it off as campaign expenses is?
I really don't know. I will tell this. Come on, guys. Seriously? Seriously? You know people are in the house. They moved around. That southern alarm system. Just a bunch of barking dogs. So okay, I can answer that question. The most ridiculous thing I think I can get away with buying as a campaign expense. We've joked around about how what if we bought like a dump truck and made that a political billboard? Because a lot of times you see like these mobile political billboards, but they always kind of like go with, oh, we bought this old timey fancy truck and we put like the candidate's name on the back or something. Like they try to make it classy. And we were like, what if we bought a dump truck? Like a used dump truck with trash all over it.
Blowing out.
Throw the name on the side and was like taking out the trash and just drove that dump truck around. That I think could be a campaign expense. And I feel like that one's pretty ridiculous.
So if I got a P.O. box down where you live and registered down there, could I vote for you?
I actually don't know the answer to that. But we could find out. We could find someone that would let you claim residencies. Get me one more vote. We could find
somebody that lives down there.
Who? Is it me? Is it me?
I want to say it might ruin. This might come back on you.
Yeah. So what people talk about like voter fraud and voter suppression all the time. Those are like constant topics every time there's an election. But what people really don't talk about is candidate suppression and ballot access fraud. What they don't talk about is like in states like Alabama, Georgia's pretty restrictive as well, but states like Alabama, we've got to get 65,000 signatures to add a third option to the ballot here in Alabama. And like I said earlier, 85% of the ballot has only one candidate. And we have to get 65,000 signatures just to run candidates against people that have no one running against them. That I think is really one of the biggest problems that we face. Like all of those races here that are going to have third party candidates on the ballot running against one other person. Alabama doesn't have two parties. Not really. The Democratic Party might run people in 10 races out of the entire state. If we run as a third party, we're to run 60 candidates. At that point, we're the second party, right? You can't call us a third party, and especially whenever there's not even a second party on the ballot, it's not a third party. We're just trying to give opposition to the incumbents. I don't feel like it's that controversial of a statement to say that it's very likely that we will pick up some seats in various races across the state of Alabama just by showing up. Something that nobody's been doing for 20 years. And it's honestly ridiculous. ridiculous. Like before I started looking into the political scene in Alabama, like you would hear jokes. People make fun of Alabama all the time. Like I feel like Alabama is one of those states that gets made fun of by literally everyone. I think the only state that doesn't get to make fun of us is Mississippi, and everybody else, Alabama's fair game. And I always would defend Alabama, being like, it's not that backwoods and repressed. It kind of is. It kind of is.
So you can write candidates in there, though, right?
Right. You can write candidates in, but they have to legally have filled out legal paperwork with the state by a certain date, paid a fine, I think, for them to even acknowledge that your name was written in. They'll just throw away
that 65,000 signatures
to be a write-in candidate. No.
Yeah. Okay.
But the chances of actually winning an election as a write-in candidate are very, very small. Like, yeah, you can make a statement. I actually believe that someone did just win out in Texas for sheriff as a write-in candidate, which is highly impressive. But
I'm listening.
I'm very, very thankful for lightening this conversation up a little bit. That was beautiful.
Thought was you can go outside of the solicitation area and put signs that say "Write in this guy's name."
Sure.
Like,
do you know how much yard signs cost?
No, we can make some though. I got markers.
What's actually
signs
the expensive part of the signs is actually the metal stands. They're bizarrely expensive. Those little things to stick them in the ground.
Gun, and I can steal realtor signs all day long. We just cover it up.
That is a crime. That is a crime, Diamondz.
Not if you're not caught.
Look, nobody here has ever committed a crime. Don't you?
I am not advocating. I'm not advocating for stealing signs. Okay. Can't do that. Okay. Can't do it.
I got a realtor friend that said I could borrow them.
Is he peeing in a cup?
I hope so. I really hope so. I will tell you this. This is
Grape Juice.
Grape Juice. This is the most fun interview that I've done this week, and that's not taking anything away from the other places I've been, like I said, popping on all kinds of podcasts and places this week, and everything has been relatively straightforward and serious, and this is refreshing.
I think kids call it popping off.
Popping off?
Yeah, popping. You said popping on. I think they say popping off.
Oh no! Well, I was getting on to a podcast. I don't know if I'm popping off yet.
But bad is good.
We're confusing popping on with popping off.
Yeet. I think that's what they say. I don't know.
Dude, we were talking about this earlier. I saw a tattoo I'm going to get. I just had to tell you about this tattoo, Jonathan. It's a tattoo to where when you do a dab, it's Master Roshi's face from Dragon Ball Z with Bulma's reflection in his glasses, and his nose is bleeding.
Oh, of course his nose is bleeding.
So I've got to get that tattoo. I've sworn that I would never get a tattoo that another person has or could get. But now is the time for me to relent and get a tattoo someone else has had.
Live stream it.
You should.
You got a guy.
A guy that would live stream it. We actually, his name is Mike Klein from A Tattoo Shop. He said that we were going to sometime, if I end up down there, he ends up here. We're going to live stream, do an episode where it's just me getting a tattoo from him.
Where did you say his tattoo shop is?
Somewhere in Georgia. It's called A Tattoo Shop.
He did my tattoo. You want to see it?
Diamondz has a wonderful tattoo. Have you ever seen this tattoo, Jonathan? No,
I
not
haven't.
Diamondz.
Not that one.
I can't get it out. It's too much. Oh, there we go. It's hard to see. That's a horrible camera.
That's pretty cool. I have no idea what it is.
It's a lot of sperm going into an egg.
Oh, it's the miracle of life.
It's the miracle of life. It's the
You won that race. I won. He won. We all did. It's amazing.
It is.
So let's get matching tattoos, the three of us.
All right, let's do it. What are we going to get?
An extra nipple.
Yes.
No, we talked about that. No. Wings on a penis. I think that's a good one. It wards off the evil eye. That's what the knights used to do. Not a tattoo, a pendant. It's a good one.
I'm so confused right now.
So it's just a tattoo of wings
No.
on,
Yes.
like, we're getting a tattoo.
Not down there, just
wings
on a phallus.
Oh, so the words
No.
wings on a.
I knew this was gonna happen.
That.
I'll get it. And
Just
on the inside of
wings.
my butt cheek, I'd love to see Mike do it. I think it'd be hilarious.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Realz, and I'm running for Congress.
Check out
Wings
my
on a penis.
only tattoo.
The thing I want to say is he can joke around. He can laugh at me and Diamondz being complete whatever the hell we are.
Ignoramus.
But he is. He's a person. We got real people running for Congress now, not just some schmuck in a suit that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. That is this false god almost, out there pretending to be better than the average person and to know what is best for us. We've got somebody that wants to hear what we think is best for us.
Yeah, I like to live by the idea that I don't know what's best for you, so there's no point in me trying to create laws that enforce my idea of what's best for you onto you. That's a horrible system of government. There's no real way for people in Washington. There's no real way for a handful, less than 100 elected officials, not 100, less than 1,000 elected officials. Sorry, less than 1,000 elected officials in one city to be able to know what's best for 380 million people or whatever. Like, it's impossible.
And the thing is, most of them are all octogenarians.
Oh, sure.
People
that don't know they don't know what Facebook is. So is it like, is Facebook like the Googles? If you watched that hearing about online censorship and when Zuckerberg was sitting there looking like an android, if I had to sit in the room with the people that were there asking those questions, I probably would have morphed into an android myself.
Lizards.
And let us not forget, I'm not a cat.
Prove it.
No, not. I mean, I can prove I'm not a cat, but you guys saw that.
Can you?
Did you guys not see that where it was a court was going on over Zoom and somebody accidentally hit the cat filter?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Which I don't quite understand how you accidentally turn on. Was he on his phone?
I think.
Did he have two apps? Because my phone won't let me have two apps that access my camera running at once. And Zoom doesn't have a cat filter. I really don't understand the technology that went into this happening. I don't know if
You think
I
it's
don't
a
know if it's-
conspiracy?
I feel like it's probably this is faked. None of this
Cats
is real.
hate lizards. Lizard people. Cat filter.
Dude, I was outside smoking a cigarette earlier and I hear a little rustling next to me. And I'm like, what's going on? And I look and there's a cat. I'm like, oh, hey, cat. And he just drops a bunny right next to me. And I look and I'm like, this poor bunny.
One, how big is this cat? Two, was it a baby bunny?
It was not a baby bunny. And it is a normal sized cat. I was very impressed. And I immediately was like, wow, you're a good hunter. And then the thing as soon as I spoke, the bunny got up and ran as far as he could.
Yeah. Good for the bunny.
Like, you didn't kill it? You're not
Get out of there. Get out of there.
Run, buddy, run. Live.
So
Thomas
Thomas
got a story
Jefferson.
It's like a fish that gets caught and thrown back.
Mm-hmm. Catch
Yeah.
and release. So, like I said, Thomas Jefferson, I think, said every 19 years we should rewrite the Declaration of Independence. And we have not for over 300 years, I suppose.
Well, if we're going to throw out Founding Fathers quotes.
But rabbits. We're talking about rabbits.
Benjamin Franklin once said, and I quote,
French
mind
fries.
your business. Mind your business.
Attend your business.
Mind your business. That's my favorite Benjamin Franklin quote.
I like it.
That was actually on the first currency that was ever created for the United States. The first coins. That was the slogan. We've gone through many different slogans in the history of this country, and the first one was "Mind your business," and it was because Ben Franklin was minting the coins himself.
Are we being serious here?
Yeah.
Is this
Mind your business.
a fact?
Yeah, look it up. It's the I think it's called the Fuigo cent, FUIGO.
Mind your business. I like that.
Well, we say tend your business around here.
Tend your business.
Tend your business. That's how we say it.
I want some chicken.
Tend your
tenders.
business. Tend your business. John, what you doing? Well, my name's Ryan. Tend your business.
I'm glad that at least Brandon has stuck around the entire show.
I love Brandon. He's such a good guy.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you,
It
Brandon.
means a lot. Welcome to the Confound family, you hoe bag. What we call all the fans around here, man. Speaking of which, it is about time that I said farewell to you two, hoe bag.
That is true. I do have a hard out at 6 p.m. So thank you for being considerate and making sure you're getting rid of me just on time.
I'm glad it's
Right.
over.
And I'm bringing it up now because I want you to have a minute to do your thing, give your speech. You're on a platform here now. What do you got to say to the world, Jonathan? Or what do you not want to say to the world? Yo, I'm not telling you how to live your life. It's like your birthday. I'm not
Don't
going to tell
vote for shit S's.
you.
That's
Don't
all I
vote
have to
for
say.
shit asses, people.
I'm moving to
And-
Alabama.
And if you are out there and you have a bunch of money that you want to throw away, give it to my campaign. We'll put it to good use. That's the one thing I hate about running for office is asking people for money. I hate it. I hate it so much. But it is your job because, as we've established before, when you start running for Congress, you have to get a business license. And it is my job to take in money from as many people as possible. And you can give me money for my campaign at www.jonathan.cash. Now, that money will be used for legitimate, campaign things like setting up tables. We're going to be at the Pride Prom I believe, next weekend here in Dothan, Alabama. And then we'll be also at the Juneteenth event, also in Dothan, Alabama. And those kind of events where you're showing up to festivals and stuff like that, they always charge you, $150, $200, whatever, to, set up your table and be out there. We're not doing anything at the Juneteenth event other than getting signatures that will be getting everyone who's looking to run third party as a libertarian. That will get everyone in the state that wants to run the ability to run in 2022. And we'll also be handing out water because it's very hot outside. People are going to be outside all day. So we're giving away free bottles of water as a little bit of community service. So, yeah, I don't see any other candidates out there doing stuff like that. So that probably should tell you a little bit about who they are as a person and why we reject all rulers. We don't need rulers. We don't need rulers. We need representatives.
I had one last question. I realized that you have a hard out in 30 minutes, but I meant to ask this earlier. How do you feel about the country New Zealand? Because I have become so tired of America that I think I'm moving, or should I wait?
I didn't know that New Zealand existed. Did they add it back?
Did it not exist?
Yeah, New Zealand didn't exist for a little while. Like it used to exist, and then it went away. It wasn't on the maps anymore. And then they added
lost all our viewers. Great.
Did they add it back, or what did they?
I think it's still a thing. I mean, I've heard a lot about New Zealand lately. There's a lot of places or a lot of films that I quite enjoy that are filming there right now.
Right. Well, it used to exist, and then the whole country disappeared for a while. Like it just vanished. And did it come back?
I think.
Pull it up, Jamie. New Zealand, New Zealand map. That's a treat. That's a treat just for you on the internet. New Zealand map.
New Zealand.
Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go?
And Brandon has to say, reject New Zealand, embrace El Salvador. But with all that, thank you, Jonathan, so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad I could do it.
And
love you guys.
As always, stay saucy, y'all hoe bags. This has been the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Stirvin Michaels, Jonathan for Realz, and Ryan Diamondz. Where did my outro video go? There it is.